Good morning. Okay. Do, 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 do. Good morning, Facebook. Come on. Hope you guys had a good weekend. The weather was beautiful. If you're in central New York, all right. Well, apparently Facebook's just taking its sweet old time. Let's try this again. There we go. I like how it says that I'm live just now when we've been live for a minute. Yeah, the weather was awesome. So hopefully you were able to safely do some stuff outside, safely, continue practicing your social distancing, all that fun stuff that we talk about. So today is Monday, the 6th. So happy birthday to Gus. So today is gonna be kind of a recap. Yesterday was the conclusion of 75 hard, and for any of you who saw my video, I intentionally I finished out yesterday, and then on our way home we stopped at Donley's. We had an ice cream, so I technically did not finish 75 hard, but that was 100% intentional. It's not like I gave into a craving. Gus and I had been talking about it, and I don't think he believed that I would actually do it. And to me, it's you're not gonna did I need to get it? No. Did I care? No. Do I regret it? No. Today I was back up at 4:30. I was reading my book. I already got my first cardio session in, getting another one in this afternoon. To me, this is something that it's not a 75-day challenge. To me, this is a lifestyle. It's a continuation. It's something that you have to continue onward with. Same thing with Whole30. Same thing with anything that we put out there. Is you're not doing it for 42 days or 30 days or 75 days or 60 days and then you go back to your old ways. Otherwise, you're going to go back to what your old image was. If you're doing this to change your body image and change how you look, and then after 50 days, 60 days, 75 days, whatever, you start doing all the shit you were doing before, guess what's going to happen? You're going to look like you you're going to have the body, and you're going to have the sickness, and you're going to have all the crap that you had before. So you have to be able to maintain, but again, consciousness is key, right? So the other thing that this weekend it was our attempt at the Northville Placid Trail. I say our attempt because we fell drastically short of what we wanted to do. We wanted to do the whole thing in 3 days. We managed 3 of 8 sections, in strategically, throwing a pen around. This may sound strange to some of you. I don't know if it sounds like complaining or what, but literally basically everything that could go wrong went wrong, all the way down to how our logistics of starting time, stopping time, car drop off, everything that could have got us off track. For instance, Gus's girlfriend Cheryl ended up working this last weekend, and originally her and another friend of ours, Missy, were going to be there as obviously as support, but then if we needed anything on the trail, we knew we could reach out to them, because it was going to be very hard to reach out to Beth because Beth had the boys, but my parents were going to go to help offset that. And then my parents didn't end up going camping. Missy and Cheryl didn't end up going. So we ended up bringing a sitter to help. You know, Beth had a friend of hers from work's daughter come with us in to kind of help with that. But, you know, like those little logistical pieces are critical. And when those pieces all got shifted around, you know, Gus and I made the decision on the trail of like, I don't want to be burdened to Beth any more than we already are. So having her pick us up at White House, which we didn't really know was, you know, 15 miles down a dirt road, and having her do that at 9:30 at night, had I known it was so far down a dirt road and like the road conditions, and again, like we crossed 4 sections of that road, or 2 sections of that road where the road was literally washed out. There was no, like the drainage ditch was, you know, I could have parked my truck in it. I mean, Gus will have a picture of it. I was standing in the bottom of the drainage ditch with my arm up and still couldn't reach the top of where the road used to be. And that's like 20 something feet wide. So obviously Beth's not going to be driving a car across that. You know, there's like one section like that, and then another section where there was just a huge washout, bunch of trees down. Good morning, Mr. Crumble Fake. So Cucumber Fake. So, you know, it was just like things like that, again, everything that could have gone askew went askew. The humidity was ridiculous. I think I said before, I went through 9 liters. Gus went through 12 just on the trail, not including what we drank before or what we drank after. And that was just on Friday. You know, the trail was, the rocks were like there was oil on them. Gus took a hard fall, you know, on one of the bridges, you know, so it was just, you know, basically everything that could get thrown at us got thrown at us on that first day, which was fine because we adjusted and, you know, we accomplished what our adjustment was, which was we've got to get through Pasico by the end of this weekend. And then, you know, we got out of there. I think we got in the car at 10 o'clock Friday night. You know, because once we got off the trail, we had a 2-mile walk. I think we figured it to be about 2.5 miles to where the car was. So from there, you know, we had to start from that point again. So we started on that would have been Saturday. And so then when we started on Saturday, it was just one of those things where it was like, all right, let's just go knock this out. So we got 7.5 miles done. We got to Pasico. Trail was what we expected. Saturday's run walk was exactly what we expected. It was exactly what we wanted. I told Beth we would be coming in between 9:30 and 9:45. We actually came in at 9:22. So again, like we were exactly where we wanted to be. So I was very pleased with how it ended. The next section we're going to do is going to be Pasico to Wakely Dam. That's going to be something that, you know, now we have a better idea. We're going to go up on a Thursday night. We're going to hike run Friday starting at 5 a.m. Not this Friday necessarily, maybe this Friday. And then get a shuttle ride or somehow get back to our vehicle from Wakely Dam, get back to Pasico. So if we have anyone who wants to volunteer to pick us up at about 8 o'clock at night up in Wakely Dam, you know, I'm giving us a huge buffer and saying it's going to take us 15 hours because, you know what, I'd rather play that long game now than after seeing the trail conditions and the humidity and everything else that we ran into for obstacles. You know, I mean, we were pumping out of still water lakes that I would never pump water out of, but the river crossings and creek crossings weren't flowing deep enough to where you could get really good solid water. So, you know, but again, when you're going through that much liquid, you got to do what you got to do. Otherwise, you're going to be dead on the trail. So neither one of us ended up with Giardia, and, you know, so it was it was, there was a lot of Adirondack miles in there, and that's when it says it's a mile and seems more about a mile and a half, maybe 3. There was a lot more, there was a lot of blowdowns. There was a lot of, not technical, but technical stuff. So the trail is definitely, we are adamant about finishing it by the end of the summer. I am, as well as doing some other stuff. So again, you just adjust the outcome or adjust the game plan, and then it's reevaluate. Like I sat yesterday when I got home. I think I texted Gus. We got back at 4:30. I think I sent him a message about my ideas as far as how we can do this going forward by 7:30 last night. And it starts with, so I was just reviewing our map. So, it's just one of those things that, we've got to constantly readjust and reevaluate to make sure that we're, that our objectives are aligning with our goals. And, him and I still have this goal. I'm adamant about finishing the Northfield Placid Trail. We're probably going to do it in 3 more days. We'll do this next section, and then we'll knock out 2 more sections, and then we have that final section. So 3 more days of hiking, about 100 miles. So it's not overwhelmingly technical, but it is time consuming. And, like Friday, we got started around 8 because of some of these logistics of driving and dropping one car off and then driving 45 minutes down to the start, where if we just drove to the start, that would have shaved 45 minutes off our time. Little things like that. So, again, there's no negatives from the weekend. I'm very pleased with our progress on the trail. It's about the journey. It's not about, finishing it in a specific time. This is not a race for us. This is something that, we literally stopped at every lean-to along the way. Morning, Mother. We stopped at every lean-to, every pond. Like, we stopped to take the pictures. We stopped to enjoy it. Because again, like when you're out there, we're like one of 3,000 people who've seen some of these lakes. There's not a lot of people that have been on the trail. So that in and of itself makes it a little bit more special. And we want to make sure we take that in, and that we enjoy it. And we're really not running it. We're fast hiking. I think that we averaged 2.5 miles an hour on Friday. We averaged almost 4 miles an hour on Saturday. So that's our goal, is to fall somewhere in there. That 3.5 miles an hour is our average. We want to hard hike it, jog when we can, walk when we have to, that type of stuff. But then we're creating enough flexibility to be able to sit and enjoy. We were watching the loons swim. We were taking in all that stuff, and that's what it's about. So, I'm very pleased with, how we did. I think that, we had a great weekend, and I think it was a great way to end our 75 hard challenge. And again, like, that chapter closes, a new chapter opens. What that next chapter is, we'll discuss someday. Maybe soon, but for now, it's, that's kind of how our 4th went. No fireworks in Lake Placid. I didn't get an opportunity to go for a swim. So it's kind of saddened by that, because I know, I love Lake Placid. Didn't even, I didn't take my phone with me when we went down to the beach. The beach was open. It's super depressing. COVID is, crushing the businesses up there. For those of you who know me very well, know that I have a small shoe problem. And, when I went to see Bob and Gail at Fallen Arch, you're allowed to 4 people in the store at a time. Well, there was 5 of us in our little party, and they of course let us in, and said, what if anyone with a clipboard comes, but they're counting the kids each as a person. So, we go in, we say hi, and then, we move on. And it's just, the days of, it's odd. Lake Placid Brewery was depressing, being that there's only outdoor seating, can't do anything inside there except use the restroom. And you can just see how much, especially being how much I've gone up there in the past, especially before the kids were born. It's, I would be shocked if a lot of the businesses are open next year, which is really sad, because, that's the training drives us up there, and the establishments keep us fed, keep us happy, and for a lot of people, keep you drunk. While you're there enjoying their, the abilities that you have to exercise, that you have to be able to get out, and, even whether you're hiking, biking, up there for swimming, up there for lacrosse, hockey, all that stuff. So it was pretty depressing being up there, just seeing that deflated state, that super modified state. But hopefully that stuff continues to open up and they continue to get better. But that's it for today. Just a little recap of our weekend, and I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Again, we had awesome weather. It rained a little bit when we were on the trail the first day. On Friday, we got some rain, but it was really nothing. And it was just the humidity. It was brutal. So we drank a lot of water, still managed to be dehydrated after 9 liters. I think it took almost half a Saturday before I felt like I was truly hydrated. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun challenge, and we're not done with it. So, we'll be doing more stuff in the days to come. So I hope you guys have a great day. It's supposed to be a beautiful day out there. Get outside, get some exercise, get some movement, get some good quality, real food, and, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you.